All right, so we're given a table of values that says the table shows the value of a car versus the years since it was made. And if I look at the answers here, so which statements are true, select all that apply. So as I look at these, data is linear, data is quadratic, it's exponential, it's a straight line. The value decreases by the same amount each year. The value decreases by a constant ratio. From looking at this, what they're after is what kind of data is this? Is this exponential? Is it linear? Or is it quadratic? Okay, so let's first check to see if it's linear. And so the way we're going to do that, the time is x values and the value is y values. And luckily the x values change by the same amount each time. So this is changing by 1 each time. And so I really don't have to worry about that because that's consistent. Because really what I'm looking at is the change in the y values over the change in the x values. And since the x values change by 1, that'll just be the change in the y values over 1, which is just equal to the change in the y values. So now I'm going to look at the y values, and I'm going to use subtraction here to see how much this changed by. And you can see in this first set, it went down by $11,000, so minus 11,000. And then I look at the next change, and that one is 8,800 it went down by. And so since those are not consistent, that tells me that this data is not linear. Okay, so if it was linear, it would change by the same amount each time. So it's not linear. Now let's look to see if it's exponential. And so to check to see if it's exponential, what I'm going to do is instead of subtracting the values, I'm going to divide them. So I'm going to do 44,000. I'll write this down so you can see what I'm doing. Do 44,000 divided by 55,000. And when you do that, what you get is 0.8. All right. Now I look at the next group here. And so I'm going to divide again. So I'm going to do 35,200 divided by 44,000. And when I do that, you get 0.8 again. So since that's consistent, that tells me that this data is exponential. So I know I'm dealing with exponential data. And so now I should be able to select the true statements. And so the first one says the function representing the data is linear. Nope, it's not linear. It's not quadratic, but it is exponential. So C is a true statement. D says the graph of the function is a straight line. Well, no, exponential data does not graph as a straight line. It graphs, let's see. So this is exponential decay. So it would graph like this, something like that. All right. So that's not a straight line. E says the value of the car decreases by the same amount each year. We already figured that out that that's not true because it decreases by different amounts here. And then F says the value of the car decreases by a constant ratio. That's what we tested here when we tested for whether it was exponential, and it was a constant ratio, so F is a good answer. So hopefully that helped you. Keep working hard. You will master the math.